everybody. No, just kidding. This is my first YouTube video, and it's because I ran into a problem with the Giagni Fresco faucet that you could buy from Lowe's. Anyways, so what was happening is right here when I pressed one button, it would go into spray mode, but then it wouldn't go back into stream mode. So I figured something in here was blocking it. So I'm gonna diagnose it and show you guys how to fix it. First, unscrew the nozzle. And then there's going to be a retainer at the top. Take that off. Then right here, there's gonna be an inside where the aerator is, a retainer. You can use your fingernail just to unscrew it counterclockwise. Pull that out. And then to actually get this assembly that's inside there out, you might need a small screwdriver, flathead, to pry down in there, pop it out, or needle nose. And just pull that off. Pull that one off. And you see in there it looks a little different. This shaft needs to be pressed down about 1/8 of an inch to clear the inside of the housing. Pop the whole thing out. And then turn this retainer around the shaft about 1/4 of a turn to where the recessed area lines up. Get your screwdriver in there. Pop that off. There's a spring in here. Take the spring out. Pop this cover off. And this is, under here is what was giving me issues, is this button. Then you got this brass piece in there that it was hard for me to get out. So on the back, there's 2 little holes. You can use a paper clip or whatever in there to press it out. So you got this button assembly, and then this little spring that came out with it. So what happened was it was just built up with a bunch of debris inside here, causing the button, once it got in there, to stick. And then once this sticks, basically it blocks the valve from the water coming through the rest of the faucet. So what it was for me was I just filed that down a little bit, or cleaned it off with a stainless steel brush. And also you want to get around the buttons. See the buildup on here? So clean that off. Try not to use any chemicals because it will come through the taste in the water. But once you get that cleaned off, and you just reassemble everything back how it was. So you can stick the spring, and I stretched out the spring a little bit so it had a little bit more spring force on it. Stick it back in the back of that. Press the button in with the cap. Then the other spring, a little bit more spring force, and this is not necessary, but I like to do it. Let's go. Spring, big spring back in the bottom part. This piece in there, line up these 2 notches. Oh, with that on that side, this on the right side. Once you push down, turn it all the way till it lines up right there. And then put this back in the housing. Push that down. Go ahead and put the retainer for the top of the nozzle. The button with the gear shaft on it goes into the top. This button into the bottom. Put the aerator back in. Screw back to the faucet. And voila. I need to clean it a little bit more.